How to Be Consistent, Part 3. Hey, it's Yolanda at DryerBuzz, and of course 27 Answers, and thank you for pressing play, whether you're on my timeline, your timeline, or you saw this on a friend's timeline. Thank you, and thank them for me. But listen now, if you are on Instagram, you're going to get about 1 minute to 2 minutes of this, and on other platforms about 2 minutes. So you need to go to 27answers.com to get the entire podcast, unless you're hanging out on YouTube and Spotify. I know we're everywhere, but the one place you can find everything is on 27answers.com by DryerBuzz. DryerBuzz, because I have been a long time Atlanta blogger, one of the first to bring Atlanta out here into the cyberspace, the social media. Have been working on this thing, let me tell you, closing the digital divide for about 3 decades, consistently. Okay? That's the one thing in my entire life that I have been seriously consistent about, and that is storytelling. That is finding out or designating or declaring that something has buzz. That's what I love to do. And so when I see something that has buzz, I want to tell the story about it. But even when I'm out there and I'm trying to blog and I'm on at an event or I'm doing an interview, the one question I get all the time is, "Hey, Yolanda, how do I create buzz?" Listen, you have to be consistent. The best advice, hindsight, that I can give you about consistency is behaviors and habits. When you develop the habit of reaching goals, of reaching outcomes, or proper planning, or just getting through your day, waking up with something in mind that you want to accomplish, completing the task, when those types of things become your habit, even if you need to stop and learn. I know right before I pushed this button, I saw that something overnight in social media changed, because when you're using social media for a business, there are changes. This thing is evolving, and I won't say it's evolving fast. It's actually catching up to the behaviors of us, those of us who literally use social media for business, and those of us who even use it socially each and every day. You have your consumer side, and you have your creative side, those who are creating the content that everybody's consuming, those who are developing the products that everybody's buying. And every now and then something in that process changes. Either it's a platform or a technique or some part of the task, and we have to stop on the creative side. We have to stop and adapt to those changes. On the consumer side, they have to stop and adapt to those changes. But it more or less can halt our productivity. It could halt our progress. It could stop the money from hitting the bank. So we don't get caught up in that. If you get to a point where it's going to cause you not to be consistent, if it's going to cause you not to do today what you've been able to accomplish the day before and the day before, if it's going to change up your consistency, your strategy, if it's going to change up your customer service, then don't stop. Go ahead and complete your task, and then go back and learn and adapt to that change. Like, I noticed something changed in streaming, or something changed in podcasting. I was like, "Oh, let me go watch this video." But then I raised, like, wait a minute, you're gonna miss your deadline trying to adapt to that change right now. Go ahead and push out the podcast, the answers. Go ahead and put those answers out there, and then come back, spend a little time, because my habit is, and I love that when I talk about my habits, I talk about them in a sense of hindsight, because I tell you, go and ask. If you're not sure what it is you're really good at, what you're best at, we oftentimes ourselves don't know. But if you listen at what other people are saying about you, like I ran into a gentleman and he was like, "Man, you don't miss a beat." And I'm thinking, I feel like I missed a whole lot of beats. I'm rowing and going and going and trying to get back in my lane, And he said, and I said, I just took like 4 years off. He's like, "No way," because I never lost the space in the marketplace, simply because going into what I needed to go into, I automated a lot of my processes. I delegated some of the processes because I needed to maintain the outcomes. Even though I couldn't myself get those outcomes, I put things in place that those outcomes would still be reached. And so now, all I have to do is go here, turn off that autopilot, get back in that seat, right? That captain's seat, if you will. That's what I want you to be with your consistency. Things are going to happen. And too many times we feel overwhelmed, superly frustrated, and we feel like we should stop. Or too many times that we feel like there's too many changes and we're trying to learn all of this and the progress stops, right? Have the habit of planning. That is a big part of consistency. Like when I said, okay, I'll do a podcast. I can't do it 5 days a week. I got to do it 4 days a week. It can't be 27 minutes, which I love 27. I got to break it down to another number. 9 minutes. I could knock that out because I could visually, literally see those 9 minutes in the day, even when I have to do it twice, and that's 18 minutes. But see, that's my habit, is to look at that number, look at that time, and see, and literally be able to visualize where it fits in the calendar, where it fits in the order of things that I needed to do. I tried to record it before, and the dog was like, no, it's my time. Okay? Or, wait, I haven't eaten, haven't had breakfast, can't think clearly. Or, things just may not happen at the time when we really want them to. So we have to plan. You have to plan. And there are things that are going to change up your plan. However, have a habit of adapting. Let that be. One habit that I do have, one good habit that I do have is adapting to change, right? Being able to look at my schedule, being able to understand what frustrates, being able to understand what keeps me from being creative, because that's the one thing that I want to be able to do with my days is have those creative outlets. Like I just did 2 mega days of live streaming. It's Thursday. I'm like, I'm at the chill point now, right? So think about that. In fact, get a pen and write that down. What are your habits? What are the things you can do in your sleep, blindfolded, that you really don't have to think about because you can get those tasks done because you got those techniques, and that's your habit. Good habits keep you consistent. Good habits keep you reaching your goals, reaching your outcomes. Have an outcome, in fact, so that you truly understand. With each habit, also list the outcome that habit generates, because then you'll understand, you don't get that done, this doesn't get done. If I don't do this, I won't get here. If I don't go there, I won't get this. All of those things. If I don't record the podcast, then I won't reach X amount of new listeners that I need to reach every day. I won't reach X amount of returning listeners that I reach. I won't reach the number that I need to reach in order to get the number of sales that I need to get. See, stop arguing marketing, stop debating selling, because we're selling. And remember, even though the podcast, you're like, well, wait, I didn't pay for this podcast. You might not have, but if enough of you listen to it, it's going to pay for itself. And if enough people listen to it, some of them are going to go right over to 27answers.com and download, because I said take notes. And they're like, I don't have time to take notes. You don't have to take notes. We've already got the notes already written for you, and they're published over at 27answers.com. I said this was podcast number 3. You're like, wait, I missed 1 and 2. No worries. Go over to 27answers.com. You might hear snippets all around the web, but you get it all in context, the way you need it, to help you get your outcomes, to help you develop the habits, to help you be consistent. You get it all at 27answers.com. I'm Yolanda at DryerBuzz. 27answers.com is brought to you by DryerBuzz.com. But get more answers. All you got to do is filter. Develop the habit of going to whatever platform you love and putting in hashtag 27answers.